With me the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In the absence of clergy, may we please bow our heads in a moment of silence. Thank you. Reading of the journal.
In Senate, Tuesday, February 8th, the Senate met pursuant to adjournment. The journal of Monday, February 7th, was read and approved. On motion, Senate adjourned.
Without objection, the journal stands approved as read. Presentation of petitions, messages from the Assembly, messages from the Governor, reports of standing committees, reports of select committees, communications and reports from state officers, motions and resolutions. Mr. Floor Leader.
Madam President, could we please go to the non-controversial reading of the calendar?
Ordered. Secretary will read.
Calendar number 88 by Senator Seward, Senate Print 4444C, enacting the insurance law.
Laid aside for the day. So moved.
Calendar number 110 by Senator Croce, Senate Print 4967A, enacting the domestic relations law.
Read the last section.
Section 4 of the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 53.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 111 by Senator Marcelino, Senate Print 425, enacting the real property tax law.
Read the last section.
Section 2 of the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Announce the result.
Ayes 53.
Bill's passed.
Calendar number 126 by Senator Little, Senate Print 1216, enacting the vehicle and traffic law.
Read the last section.
Section 2 of the statute take effect on the 180th day.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Announce the result.
Ayes 53.
Bill's passed.
Calendar number 190 by Senator Ort, Senate Print 2953B, enacting the environmental conservation law.
Read the last section.
Section 2 of the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Announce the result.
Actually, yeah, they're just here turning the mic. So what do we announce the results?
Announce the results.
In relation to calendar 190, those recorded in the negative are Senators Adabo, Avella, Espaillat, Hoylman, Kruger, Laval, Marcelino, Perkins, Sanders, and Serrano. Ayes 40. Also Senator Latimer.
You can get the number.
Also Senator Klein. Also Senator Stavisky. Ayes 44, nays 13.
Bill's passed.
Calendar number 196 by Senator Laval, Senate Print 22, enacting the corrections law.
Read the last section.
Section 3 of the statute take effect on the 1st of July.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Announce the result.
In relation to calendar 196, those recorded in the negative are Senators Hassel Thompson, Montgomery, Perkins, and Persaud. Ayes 54, nays 4.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 199 by Senator Golden, Senate Print 1943, enactment of the corrections law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect on the 1st of November.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Announce the result.
Ayes 56, nays 2. Senators Perkins and Rivera recorded in the negative.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 224 by Senator Hamilton, Senate Print 4602, enactment of the education law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Announce the result.
Ayes 60.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 246 by Senator Lanza, Senate Print 3850, enactment Chapter 154 of the laws of 1921.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect upon the enactment into law.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Announce the result.
Ayes 60.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 250 by Senator Griffo, Senate Print 6024A, enactment of the public service law.
Laid aside for the day.
Calendar number 263 by Senator Lanza, Senate Print 5725, enactment of general municipal law.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Announce the result.
Ayes 60.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 265 by Senator Laval, Senate Print 6459, an act authorized.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Announce the result.
Ayes 60, nays 1. Senator Bonasek recorded.
Bills passed. Oh,
Ayes 59, nays 2. Senators Bonasek and Larkin recorded in the negative.
bills passed.
Calendar number 267 by Senator Savino, Senate Print 66.
Hold on, Ken. Laid aside for the day.
Calendar number 272 by Senator Bonasek, Senate Print 1600, enactment of vehicle and traffic law.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Announce the result.
Ayes 61.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 311 by Senator Farley, Senate Print 2896, enactment of banking law.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Announce the result.
Ayes 61.
Bills passed.
Calendar number 314 by Senator Savino, Senate Print 5296, enactment of banking law.
Read the last section. Bills laid aside for the day. That completes the non-controversial reading of the calendar.
Can we now go back to motions and resolutions? And I think we
Motion to
have a
resolutions.
guest coming in. If someone could knock on that door. Didn't he say he was bringing him out?
Yeah.
And if you're comfortable, just mention that the pictures are going to be after.
Call up previously adopted resolution 3262 from Senator Peralta. And if you would read it in its entirety in a moment.
Second reading? Not yet. next words are.
Read the Resolution 3262 in its entirety.
The Secretary will read.
Legislative Resolution number 3262 by Senator Peralta, congratulating Mike Piazza upon the occasion of election to the National Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. Whereas, it is a sense of this legislative body to recognize and pay tribute to those esteemed individuals who distinguish themselves through exceptional performance, outstanding achievement, and peerless commitment to excellence. And whereas, attended to such concern and in full accord with its long-standing traditions, this legislative body is justly proud to congratulate Mike Piazza upon the occasion of his election to the National Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York on Wednesday, January 6, 2016. He will be officially inducted on July 24, 2016. And whereas Michael Joseph Piazza, affectionately known as Mike, was born in Norristown, Pennsylvania in 1968 and grew up in nearby Phoenixville, he's the second oldest of 5 sons born to Vince and Veronica Piazza. And whereas a talented young athlete, Mike Piazza practiced hitting with his father and received personal instruction from baseball great Ted Williams. He was drafted by the Los Angeles Dodgers in 1988. And whereas Mike Piazza won the 1993 Rookie of the Year award and played 7 spectacular seasons as catcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers before joining the New York Mets baseball team in 1998. And whereas as a member of the New York Mets from 1998 to 2005, Mike Piazza became one of the most beloved players in the city's long and distinguished sports history through his exceptional drive and performance on the field. And whereas during the 2000 season, Mike Piazza had at least 1 RBI in 15 consecutive games, the second longest RBI streak in history, while leading his team to the Subway Series against the Yankees. And whereas a hero to many New Yorkers, Mike Piazza will long remembered for his towering and inspirational home run, which was hit following the terrorist attacks of September 11, 2001. And whereas Mike Piazza played his last game as a Met on October 2nd, 2005, and received a long-standing ovation from the fans at Shea Stadium. He continued to play baseball with the San Diego Padres and the Oakland Athletics until his retirement in 2008. And whereas widely recognized as one of the greatest hitting catchers of all time, Mike Piazza compiled numerous impressive achievements during his Hall of Fame-worthy career, including a lifetime batting average of .308, 427 career home runs, and 1,335 RBIs. He was also selected a remarkable 12 times as a member of the National League All-Star team. And whereas, following the announcement of being inducted, Mike Piazza has proudly chosen to be inducted into the Hall of Fame as a New York Met. And whereas, Mike Piazza has clearly been an inspiration to countless baseball fans as well as to the community at large, and accordingly merits recognition and applause from his tremendous passion for the game and his competitive spirit. And whereas, it is a sense of this legislative body that when individuals of such outstanding athletic accomplishments are brought to our attention, they should be recognized by all citizens of this great Empire State. Now, therefore, be resolved that this legislative body pauses deliberations to congratulate Mike Piazza on his election to the National Baseball Hall of Fame, and be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution suitably engrossed be transmitted to Mike Piazza.
Senator Peralta.
Thank you, Madam President. Today I'm joined here by Assembly Members Dendecker and Assemblyman Moya, who are true Met fans. And they're here with me because they're my partners in the Assembly, and I want to make sure that they are part of this ceremony. So this is just an amazing feeling. Not only did Mike Piazza honor us with his presence today, but he also brought the warm weather. I want to welcome Mike Piazza and his lovely wife to the state capitol. I want to welcome you to the New York State Senate. As a Met fan, as a baseball fan, and a New Yorker, it is truly an honor to have you here with us today. And as a Dominican American, I am also very proud of Mike because he was the first American-born player to volunteer at Campos Las Palmas, the Dodgers Baseball Academy in the Dominican Republic. Mike, you're one of the greatest players that played this game. And personally, you're the best hitting catcher ever. You were the face of the Mets franchise for 8 seasons, the face of Shea Stadium of Queens, although today it's called Citi Field. You swung hard at the plate. Your numbers are impressive, both as a Met and as a Dodger. Lifetime batting average, .308, 425 career home runs, 1,335 RBIs, 12-time All-Star, 1993 Rookie of the Year, and your most impressive and most unforgettable home run was the one you hit just 10 days after September 11th, after the terrorist attacks. After the attacks, Shea Stadium became a relief area for rescue workers. And yes, there were strong debates about whether the city was ready or not for sporting games or for sports. And in front of more than 41,000 fans and heavy security, you hit that colossal home run, that 2-run home run to left corner to give our beloved team a 3-2 lead late in the game against the Atlanta Braves. No disrespect to Atlanta. After that emotional game, you said, and I quote, "The hardest thing I've ever had to do as an athlete was to play that game. We had to win that game. People wanted to find refuge in baseball, in a crowd being around other people. It has a tendency to ease the pain a little bit. This July, our beloved New York Mets will retire your number 31. And we all know Mike Piazza's history, your story. How besides having been picked up in the 62nd round by the Dodgers, your motivation, your passion, and your perseverance made you a legend. We enjoyed having you wear the Mets color for 8 years, the 2000 season, hitting at least 1 RBI in 15 consecutive games, the second longest streak in history, leading our team to the first postseason Subway Series in almost half a century. Mike, you announced your retirement at 39, and when you did, your heart spoke for you. You said, "I can't say goodbye without thanking the fans. Los Angeles, San Diego, Oakland, and Miami, whether it was home or on the road, you were all so supportive over the years. But I have to say that my time with the Mets wouldn't have been the same without the greatest fans in the world. One of the hardest moments of my career was walking off the field at Shea Stadium and saying goodbye. My relationship with you made my time in New York the happiest of my career, and for that, I will always be grateful. It is a true honor and a privilege to present you with this resolution today. Among other things, the resolution says Mike Piazza has clearly been an inspiration to countless baseball fans as well as to the community at large, and accordingly merits this recognition. And whereas it is the sense of this legislative body that they should be recognized, that Mike Piazza should be recognized by all the citizens of the great Empire State, be it resolved that this legislative body pause in its deliberations to congratulate the great Mike Piazza on his election to the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Mike Piazza.
Senator Flanagan.
I want to congratulate Senator Peralta, Assembly Members Dendecker and Moya, and Mr. and Mrs. Piazza. And let's give a nice round of applause for the lady in charge, Mrs. Piazza. So, Mike, there are a number of Assembly members who are here to pay their respects as well, and we are so grateful to have you stop by. Congratulations from all of New York, and I know this is the second time you've been here. Just very quickly, this is the Assembly calls itself the People's House. This is a house of government. Now, you played in an awesome place called Shea Stadium. This is a pretty cool place, too. This is the New York State Senate. Well, it really is. You know what? And this belongs to the taxpayers of this state, and they're all proud. Now, I have to Madam President, I just want to, I listened carefully to the resolution. We might have to make a modification before we give it to Mr. Piazza. There was reference to the fact that he had 7 spectacular seasons with the Dodgers. But I didn't hear that when he played for the Mets. So I'd like to have it modified to say that he had equally number of amazing seasons with the New York Mets. To the Piazzas, on behalf of the New York State Senate, we are, again, so humbled to have you here. You make us all proud, and as New Yorkers, we like beaming, especially when our teams are doing well and winning. And I would also respectfully add, I think you were a great ambassador for professional sports. Far too often we read about people who are finding themselves in harm's way, and I think you distinguish yourself both on the field and equally, if not more important, off the field. All the best to you. Thank you.
Senator Gianaris.
Thank you, Madam President. As a lifelong Mets fan and someone who represents parts of Queens, including Long Island City, where a number of the Mets players tend to live during the season, I couldn't let this opportunity pass without saying a few words while the photos are being taken. We have a number of hardy Mets fans in this body. We're a dedicated group. I don't want to start naming them because I'll leave them out, but I'm sure they'll all say something. But I know George Latimer, Joe Adabo, Leroy Comrie, and a number of others who are feeling especially proud today. And among them, I should also mention, is who's not with us, but wishes he could be certainly, was Senator Libous, who used to sit in this chair right across the aisle. And during session times when there were day games, we'd be comparing notes on how the game was going. And so I know he wished he could have been here with us to celebrate Mike Piazza's induction today. As Mets fans, there are certain groups of years that we remember in the history of the team. So certainly the 69 to 73 team was one, the late 80s team, the team in the mid to late 2000s, and then the era that's just known as the Piazza era. The era when the team made it to the World Series, was in the playoffs on a regular basis, and provided great excitement for our city and for Mets fans everywhere. And we're forever grateful. You all heard the many special moments he provided our city, and he always did so with grace and dignity. There was one incident where someone who shall remain nameless threw a bat at him, you may remember, but he, someone hissing at that? You should. But with typical class, he didn't go down that dark road. He simply carried on with the game, and that's the Mike Piazza we all know and love as Mets fans. The only last message I would leave for you, Mike, is this team now seems on the verge of another string of years that we're looking forward to and excited about. So I know you were down at spring training. Give them whatever great counsel you can, because we're hoping to be back in the World Series next year. Thank you very much.
Senator Seward. Senator Seward.
Madam President, as the proud senator representing the birthplace of baseball, Cooperstown, I'm delighted to rise in support of this resolution and to join in welcoming Mike Piazza and his wife to our chamber today. The Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown is such an amazing place. It draws thousands and thousands of visitors each year. It's a great collection of baseball memorabilia, and thus it's an important part of our local economy as the thousands come to Cooperstown each year. So I'm very, very pleased, in addition to the Piazzas, to also welcome the president of the National Baseball Hall of Fame, Jeff Idelson, to the chamber today. Welcome, Jeff. Now, I know that Mike and his wife were in Cooperstown yesterday visiting the Hall of Fame, and I hope that, Mike, I hope that you enjoyed just a small glimpse of what is to come later this summer in Cooperstown. Mike Piazza did not just walk out on the baseball diamond and become a Hall of Famer. He is known for his intense work ethic, a fierce determination to improve, and the endless pursuit of greatness. All of that fueled him to reach the pinnacle of his sport. He truly is a model for any young person looking to pursue a sport. And Mike's career is filled with many, many great moments and great memories. and Senator Peralta had mentioned one that took place on September 21st, 2011, when baseball returned to Shea Stadium for the first time following the tragic 9/11 attack on our nation. That was a night that the Mets donned the baseball caps honoring our New York City policemen, New York City firefighters, the true heroes in so many ways. And it was Mike's eighth inning home run that won the game in dramatic fashion. You know, the cheers that followed that home run were not only for Mike and the Mets, they were for New York City, our nation, the grieving families, the first responders, and so many others. It was a moment that told us after September 11th that it was okay to breathe again, that we can truly, as a New York City and as a nation, we could look ahead to brighter days. You know, baseball can do that, and it was Mike Piazza who brought that moment to all of us. Now, I know this is a very special moment here in the Senate as we honor Mike today. There's going to be also another special moment in July when Mike is inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. And I look forward to seeing Mike, his wife, and all Met fans coming to Cooperstown for that wonderful event. So, Mike, welcome to the Senate and welcome to Cooperstown. It's truly will be a great day when you're inducted. Congratulations.
Senator Espaillat.
Thank you, Madam President. I want to thank Senator Peralta and the Piazza family for being here. I'm a Yankee fan. Wait a minute. For 2 years, Mike, we have honored, last year we had Pedro Martinez here, and now we have Mike Piazza. So we're getting a little bit jealous here. Well, let me say this to you. First of all, I had to find a connection to Mike Piazza. That was not the Mets. And I found it. It is a team called Los Tigres del Licey. They're a winter baseball team. When many of you, when the World Series is over and you tune into football, I tune into winter baseball. And the Tigres del Licey were managed by his uncle, Tommy Lasorda. And they are the Yankees of Caribbean baseball. 21 championships, 10 Caribbean World Series, 2 of them unbeaten, right? And the Caribbean World Series is played by Puerto Rico, Mexico, Venezuela, Dominican Republic, and in the last 2 years, Cuba. The winning teams of each of those winter championships then play in a Caribbean World Series. And the Tigres del Licey, which are royal blue like the Dodgers, are the #1 team in Latin America and the Caribbean. So that's my link to you, Piazza. But the other thing is that numbers don't lie, and he has great numbers. And that's why he's going to a special place in Cooperstown. And to be a catcher is not an easy thing. I try to play baseball in my younger years, and I tried to catch just for one game, got hit by a foul tip, and went right back to third base. It's not an easy position to play. It's a tough position to play. It's very demanding on the body. Great defensive catcher, great arm, great behind the plate, power hitter, great baseball player. Although he's a Met, he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He went to the Subway Series. We all know how that ended. But we're happy to have you here. We're happy to have you here. You deserve to be here. You deserve to be in Cooperstown. And when you go back to the DR, we'll welcome you as a Tigres del Licey. Thank you so much.
Senator Latimer.
Thank you, Madam President. Mike, the first time I heard your name was in Pennsylvania. I was living and working in King of Prussia, and a friend of mine lived in a town called Phoenixville. It's a few miles away from Valley Forge area. And we were talking, and he mentioned there was this high school kid who was a terrific athlete I had no idea who Mike Piazza was at the time or who he was going to turn out to be. And while he's taking congratulations from our colleagues, as a longtime Met fan, I started as a Met fan when they were the worst team that ever got on the field of play in 1962. And we've had some good years as Met fans. We've had a lot of losing. And what it's like when you follow a team that loses consistently is by the middle of July and the middle of August, you're listening to games and you've given up hope. But you're still listening nonetheless. When you're winning by a couple of runs, you still wind up losing or losing in extra innings. And then when you play other games, the other team has got a big lead on you, and it's a hopeless game to begin with. And that's where the Mets were when a friend of mine said, "Did you hear that we got Mike Piazza?" And I said, "Are you kidding me? How did we get Mike Piazza?" He had a brief cup of coffee in Miami from LA, and all of a sudden he's a Met. All of a sudden we have credibility. And all of a sudden throughout the summers of '99 and 2000, the team mattered. And other players came to that team because Mike Piazza was on that team. So for the summers of '99 and 2000 and 2001 and 2002, when a person who was accustomed to listening to a team lose got to listen to a team that was winning, thank you, Mike. Thank you very much.
Mr. Floor Leader?
Senator Peralta has offered this resolution for co-sponsorship to Mets and Yankee fans alike. If you don't want to be a co-sponsor, go to the desk, but woe be to that person. It's my understanding that there is a... I know everybody wants to meet the Hall of Famer. The Senate members will be allowed into, with the Lieutenant Governor's permission, Lieutenant Governor's office to meet Mr. Piazza. We can't do it for Hall of staff, but we will be in there right after session. And we have just one other order of business. That's my understanding that Senators Conry and Sanders have some a school group here that they'd like to just recognize.
Senator Conry.
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to take a moment to recognize young people that are from our districts consecutively, from the President's Councils of 28 and 29. I want to just welcome them to Albany and offer them the services of the House. And as they are looking at a Hall of Famer today, I hope to one day be able to celebrate you down here in this hall for your successes. And I hope that you will also have your commitment to excellence as Mike Piazza has also. I'll turn it over to Senator Sanders.
We have our own hometown heroes here, and they are from PSMS 147 in Queens, Queens United Middle School, Preparatory Academy for Riders, PS 37, Cambria Heights Academy, Queens High School of Teaching, Hillcrest High School, Benjamin Franklin High School, IS 59, PS 132, IS 109, PSMS 138, our next heroes. Thank you for being here, our scholars.
Mr. President, is there anything further at the desk?
One further item, Senator Peralta, the resolution he has opened for co-sponsorship. If you do not wish to be a co-sponsor, please notify the desk. And there is no further business before the House.
Okay, that was already taken care of, Mr. President, but thank you. It's an important announcement. I move to adjourn until Monday, March 14th at 3 p.m., intervening days being legislative days.
On motion, the Senate stands adjourned until Monday, March 14th at 3 p.m., intervening days being legislative days.